Nico joining us from La Manga in Spain. Thanks for taking time out of the training schedule. Want to start a reflection over the last week or two in terms of results and training. To start with your views and thoughts on the game at Charlton, if you can.
Yeah. Start at the worst bit, I suppose. Yeah, we fell below the standards as staff and as players as what we would expect from ourselves. In that game, I thought we actually started okay. The game was one of those that was in the balance. It was there for either team, and Charlton took the initiative. And when they scored the first goal, I think we just started to play like a team that, in fairness, they are. They're a group of lads that haven't been together long. We've got 7 new signings. We've had a churn of players, and they just played like a group that didn't know each other's game well enough, and it looked disjointed and it looked disorganised, and with that came frustration, and it all snowballed into what was one of our worst performances this season. And so there's no sugarcoating it. There's no hiding from that. It was a really, really poor performance. And obviously that for us is worrying because we want to be out there showing the best versions of ourselves, but we also understand the process. And the process of anything when you've got a group of new lads together is that they're finding each other out. So this trip and this opportunity to come out here, get everybody together for a few days, get to know each other better on and off the pitch, which is important. I think we had to take it, and we're really grateful that the club have given us this opportunity, and we intend to make the most of it and come back in a far better place.
Obviously, from the outside, people will see that we've had that result on Saturday, and now the group have headed off to Spain and might have some negative views on that. But it's worth expanding on why this is a positive thing and how the FA Cup run has allowed us to do something like this and the benefits that this will bring.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think there's any reason to hide away or shy away. Of course, there's going to be critics. There's critics when you're winning every game. There's critics of the best managers in the world. Pep Guardiola's currently got critics. It's football, it's passion, it's life, it's what makes it so interesting. So we accept there's going to be criticism because we're not doing well enough right now. I haven't done for a number of weeks, for a very good performance against Oxford, a very good performance against Forest, and winning at Cambridge. And let's be honest, the performance wasn't very good there. So we found a way to win. But it is where we currently are. We've got these new guys coming in. And this opportunity, whether you're winning or losing, is too good to say no to, in that it gives us a chance to bring people together. And we're the most ambitious staff you'll come across. We want to win games. We want to get into the playoffs. We want to achieve something that's never been achieved with Exeter City. And the group itself going through pre-season, we're all of the same. And then as the season goes on and players come and go a little bit and things start to happen, the reality of the situation is we're Exeter City in League One. Every game is massive to us. Every team we play against is either on a par with us or has better resources, bigger budget, all that stuff. And this is part of doing something about it. And then when we get back and we go out there at St James's Park on Saturday against Northampton, we have to make sure that actions speak louder than words, and we have to get the fans back on our side. And we've been here before. We were here last year, but we accept the criticism. We stand up to the criticism, and we make sure that the players, the staff, the club, and leaving St James Park on Saturday happy with how we've performed, happy with the effort and the intensity that we put into the game, and happy with 3 points.
You mentioned the Cambridge there, saying that we found a way to win in a performance that Gary had called ugly. Do you think sometimes that we need to find more ways to win like that, when not necessarily the performance gets the result, it's just a matter of finding the crucial goal?
Yeah, yes is the answer to that, but it's more than that. The way to win any football match is to dig in, is to help each other. We've just been on a physical session there where it was horrible. You wanted to give up at times. We took them down to the bottom of a big hill and we made them go up it on bikes, and then we made them come back down again and we made them go again. But the message at the top is that we're going to have horrible times this season. The teams we play against, the size of the clubs that we play against, they're coming here and they've got a lot going for them, and we're going to suffer at times. And you've got one of two things that you can do there. You can cave, you can give in, and you can just let it happen. Or when we use the phrase find a way, I always think that's a little bit cliched. What we mean is work harder, dig in, help each other, pick your mate up if he's made a mistake, celebrate a tackle, celebrate any good piece of play, get the fans on your side. And then it's amazing that when you do those things, good things start to happen. And so, yeah, find a way, bit of a generalization, but yeah, we need to do that. But above all, we need to start playing better. We need to start, buying into our processes. We need to integrate these new players in a way that they are right back at it for what is a third of the season left to go and lots to play for.
You mentioned there the session with the bikes and on the hill. Tell us a little bit about what else is the plan for the week and what you've already got up to.
So we've been here for a couple of days now. We've got together, had a meal and a bit of social on the first night, which you can imagine took a bit of going after how poor things were on Saturday. But again, life goes on. We have to move on. We can't dwell on that. And then yesterday was a recovery day where lads did a bit of different things. There was a game of golf, there was some paddle, there was some active recovery stuff. On the evening, we ate together and had a bit of time. And then today, the real work starts. Now, again, for the critics out there, generally speaking, we'd build up 4 days into a game. So if we were at home, it'd have been 2 days off where the lads wouldn't have been together. So we feel like, again, this is an opportunity that come together, that spend time together. Now we've got 2 days of hard training, 2 sessions both days, a physical couple of sessions. We'll introduce Northampton and their strengths and weaknesses now. We'll start to work towards that. And yeah, you're right back at the grind of day-to-day football.
And then from that, you would expect, is expect the right word, to then see what this week has done and the benefits from that replicated on the pitch on Saturday?
I'd love to be able to say yes, absolutely. That's the plan. That's what we're working on. That's why we're doing this. The reality is, if everything was as smooth as that, then most football clubs would be coming out and doing this every 3 weeks. But yeah, that's the plan. It's different. It's a break. We're very privileged to do what we do as staff and as players, to go into work every day, to put your Exeter Adidas kit on, to go to a brand new training ground, to eat the food that we get given, to go out onto the pitches that are prepared and to train is a privilege every single day. But the reality is we are doing it 6 days a week. We are doing it consistently over a 9-month period. And there are ups and downs within that. So a change like this is as good as a break. It can refresh things. It can get people re-inspired, reinvigorated. And it can give us opportunity to get around and sit and chat to lads that sometimes in the day-to-day stuff you can't, because you're already planning for the next session and they've already gone home to their families and they're already off doing their own thing. So it's a great opportunity, and again, I can't thank the powers that be enough that we've been given it.
And a big part of the funding for this trip obviously came from that FA Cup run. Is that something that the players have been made aware of or reminded of, and you'd perhaps like them to use sort of what they've achieved as motivation for these final 15 league games?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing about football. We wouldn't be doing it if players hadn't earned it. As bad a run as what we know that we're on at the moment, and as poor as a couple of the performances have been, we've earned it by being part of, not the only reason, but being part of making money for the football club through cup runs and player sales and all the stuff that goes with it. So, we don't expect anything for free, and we certainly don't expect this, which is why we are particularly grateful for it. But the thing about football, the harder you work, the better you do, the more you win, the more you get. And that's what we need to get these players thinking. And that's, there's different ways of winning. You can win 3 points. You can win through effort. You can win by getting the fans on side. You can win by one of our own going out at St James's and starting every week like Jake Richards has been doing lately. So there's lots of ways of winning at Exeter, more so than a lot of other clubs. And we've got to make sure that we kind of tick more boxes than we don't.